Hello, and welcome to Smart Impressions. I'm Rachel, your host, and I'm here connecting business relationships one connection at a time. If you've ever had a moment of thinking, oh my God, what did I say? Or, oh, I should have said that better. Or, I don't know what to say, then this show is for you because we are fixing the way that you talk. And I have the founder of Speakly AI, Mr. Malek, on the call today. Thanks for joining me.
Hi, Rachel. Thanks to you for having me.
Absolutely. So I'm so excited to share your technology that you founded and that you're helping. I know you are on a strong mission to help the way people talk. And here we are helping do it today. So let's find out a little bit more about Speakly. What really started this idea for you?
It's actually started from a personal struggle, I would say. I had issues of speaking in general and doing, public speeches or presentations. And being coming from a engineering background, I really wanted to solve this issue as much as I can. So initially, I started working with a speech therapist and a speech coach, but I didn't feel I was improving enough just because I couldn't see numbers or any progress in physicality. So what I did is I went back and I actually started creating this own tool where I can record myself and it can give me like a type of a grade or a mark based on the way I'm talking. So it takes initial metrics related to talking, such as the speed, how many pauses I take, stuff like that I read about. And I created that engine just to help myself. After spending a few months on it just as a hobby and a side project, I discovered I really created something that can be useful to other people, and I really wanted to push it out there rather than just using it for myself. And this is how Speakly came together as a company.
Awesome. I love that. There was like a personal pain, and all of a sudden you're like, I got to stop it for myself. And now you see how the value. So now you're sharing it with the world. So well done. Congratulations for that achievement. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So there's no doubt there's a lot of people that speak a lot differently, and we're living in Dubai. The Middle East has a very multicultural kind of demographic of people. Yeah, how does it help with people from different nationalities and cultures, and really different ways of like speaking? Because there's no doubt I speak very different than most people in this region, for example.
Now, if we take the cultural differences out of the equation, speaking in general is kind of a process that has unique metrics you can measure and improve. So regardless where you're from, regardless what the topic you're talking about, there are always those metrics you can go back and look and categorize this way of talking is good or not. Like I mentioned, like how fast you talk, the number of pauses, the sentiment within the content of the words you have, stuff like that can really give you an idea in general what the behavior and how good the speech or the speaking manner is. It's interesting because I did initially when I started Speakly, I did a small study on the top 100 talks on TED Talks. So I took them and I actually analyzed them to see if there is a pattern there. And interestingly enough, there is. Now, there are small differences, of course, because you have people talking about different topics. Some of them are comedy, some of them are serious. But in general, if you go back to those initial metrics, basic metrics related to speaking, they are all within the same range. So it was interesting to see it's an equation, and once you can actually fit the right numbers in the right places, you can improve yourself, improve how you talk, and actually improve your message ultimately.
Amazing. Well, there's no doubt. Hindsight's always great. And when you're on the phone making sales calls, I think cold calling is probably the worst thing for most people. But this software is not just helping people on the phone for cold calling; they're also helping with anybody that's on the telephone. Right? Is that true?
Yes. So basically, Speakly in its core can analyze any phone call. So this or any conversation related, recorded basically. So it's not really custom in a way to look at one sector or one aspect of talking. It's generally an AI speech analytics that will analyze every metric there on both sides from the call and give feedback on those metrics for both sides. Now, this can be customized, for call centers to look at certain items they are concerned with, or for even for academia, for research stuff, or for sales teams to look back at some of the ways they talk in some cases as well. So it can be customized with the look of it, because we do measure everything we can, and then it can be customized for each person or each company who's using it.
Well, I know in a lot of companies there are multiple people in different departments that talk to customers, right? And so getting it right and really having top level look down is super important. So I want to talk about some of the challenges that you're seeing. Like, there's no doubt, one, you are on a mission to really help yourself, but business wise, what challenges do you see people suffering from on the telephone that are a big problem?
Yeah. Like you just started the episode, it can be tricky on the phone sometimes. We say something and or the message comes across wrong, or there is a bit of misunderstanding or mistrust on the phone call, and that makes sense. Phone calls or any voice conversation really doesn't have any visual cues, so we don't have body language, we don't have any facial expressions, so we don't know how the other person is actually reacting, except for interpreting the tone they have on that phone call. And this is where the issue starts, because sometimes we misinterpret how the other person is behaving, or the tone, or the message, especially on business phone calls where the customer might be, not happy with a certain service. They might be jumping to conclusions, and this is really the issue with phone calls. There's only one channel you can rely on to understand the other side, rather than all of those, facial expressions and visual cues we can use in a normal conversations face to face. So this can create a lot of cases of misinterpretation of the other person, interruptions, as I said, jumping to conclusions, being angry about at the other person for maybe even for items, not their issues. I've seen calls where the customer got angry because there was an interruption in the call, but it was not the employee's issue. Actually, it was just a couple of seconds lag. And people always, when they're in the middle of this heated argument or discussion, sometimes they just, oh, he's not responding to me, or he's ignoring me because a couple of seconds passed and they didn't actually answer. So there are so many items happening, and people are not everyone is well trained to deal with it, or how to present themselves the best way over the phone call, or any voice conversations. So those really the main challenges I have seen with phone calls. Even like pauses, for instance, which is something really simple, like taking a 1 or 2 second pauses. I've seen those are being interpreted by the customers by as the employee being rushing them through the call. So they actually not happy because they felt, oh, they just want to finish the call and push us, to the next call. So even those, like focusing on those simple items, like just take a pause, a couple of seconds between every few sentences, can give the other person a bit of relief and confidence that you're actually listening to them.
Fair enough. I mean, you could be drinking a cup of coffee for a pause, and it's interesting how the assumptions that we have on the telephone really could be wrong. I mean, I always say, like, before you make an assumption, try to get the validity, but sometimes it's even uncomfortable to ask the people, certain questions, or maybe they don't have a script, from the business that they don't know how to ask. So there's nothing that's like regulated or standardized, so that basically can help give insight or support, especially during a heated argument. So are you seeing like a lot of calls and that are being made kind of now you're analyzing it, but how are you supporting it by like giving them another journey to actually try, or incentivize them to communicate?
So what we do is we provide basically a full analysis of each call on the businesses, and this includes transcription, all of those metrics in terms of pauses, speed, sentiment, interruptions, delays, any behavior on the call we can actually measure. We do measure, and we provide this to the businesses, and this is great because now you have a clear history of that call. You can understand more than just a classical transcription or someone listening to the call. Now you have a full-on result of that call you can look at, you can understand, and you can utilize for training your staff and your employees how to react in those manners. Also, you can catch issues. You can catch someone who's talking too fast. You can catch someone who's actually maybe loud, just normally loud, but might come across to the other person as uh, shouting at them. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we provide all of those, and for each person or each employee or each staff member there, and this way they can easily pick and choose the issues and challenges and create those trainings and coaching sessions for them to actually push them towards it. Now, the good thing with AI too is we're measuring this. So this is not one-off thing. So once I measure this is the issue with this staff member, I can follow up on it on monthly basis, on weekly basis. I can see that progression. And that's what I think helps not only improve the business as a service provided, but also makes the team members feel loyal to the business because they feel their growth and development from their skills. They're not left to talk to the customers and that's it, and being graded or marked on something wrong they did, but actually they are giving useful feedback for them to improve themselves, feel part of the business, and feel part of the team. So I think this will even help in other sides of the business, like reducing turnover, because the team members now feel that there's a clear path for them to improve their skills, which is mainly talking really over the phone.
Incredible, incredible. So, what are some of the things that people are really, well, that irritate you about the way that people are talking over the phone? Are there some things that really kind of annoy you? Because I yelled at someone the other day for making a sales call to me, and I was like, "You got to give your manager my phone number because honestly, you shouldn't be calling anybody." I get kind of heated and frustrated. I'm not even the business owner of people on the telephone, doing some of these cold calling outbound sales calls.
Yeah, I saw one metric we measure is a clear sign that there are a number of ones that can give you a clear sign there is an issue. But one I personally see, and I personally don't like to experience over a call, is interruptions. Like when people are talking over each other, and usually this is a sign there's no agreement. There is an agreement between the two sides, so they're just trying to push their ideas or push their sentences in as fast as possible. So once you see those interruptions going up and up and up and up, there's something big is happening. Usually this is a combination, like you can see this is going together with high loud volume. So someone is actually shouting at someone, and you can see negative sentiment related. Usually this is a sign that someone is actually fighting someone more than anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's not fun. Oh, well, I hope the listeners today, if you are interrupting or find yourself being interrupted, there might be something heated going on. I hope you jump into the conversation, take this opportunity, ask Malek a couple questions. He's doing this professionally. He's the expert in this space and really helping people talk better over telephone. So this is incredible. And we just have a little bit of time left. Malek, I want you to leave our listeners with 3 top tips that you think are the biggest priorities that they need to consider when using some kind of technology or software, or even AI, and making telephone calls over, and dealing with communication over the telephone.
Yeah, of course. Now, an AI tool is part of the process. So it's a digital transformation process. So you have the tool and you have, the people using this tool and the process related to it. So make sure when you start using any tool like Speakly or anything out there is really, you need the team to buy in on the tool and know how to use it and believe in it, because that will drive the results better, faster than anything else. Now, what I would say also, recommendations on using, tips for using AI, in speech analysis, is you have a lot of information and you can utilize it usefully. So take that, make trainings more meaningful by using all the information you have. Take the time to also understand your team members and how you can help them alongside with that analysis. And third, also as well, you have a lot of information about your customers today from AI and all of those analytics. Take that data and understand your customers as well. Like, look at the words they like to use them. They would feel closer to you. Look at the ways they talk like them. It makes them feel closer. The closer they feel, the better they would be engaged with your business. I think there was a Harvard Business study that says that better communication has 12% improved customer service, which usually returns 5% improved sales for any business. So there's a clear sign there, scientifically speaking, that the way you deal with your customer, that they will come back to you and they will trust you more. So you have all of this information. Don't just use it as a negative or positive, just as a sentiment analysis, but jump in, read the transcription, read the most repeated words, understand how they talk, how fast they talk. Like, actually try to learn how they talk so you can talk with them. And I'm confident they will appreciate it. Anyone who can try to speak the same way and talk the same language to their customers will appreciate that effort, of course, and they will see the difference.
And you will get stickiness. I mean, that's why the power of these tools are giving you the opportunity to connect more, connect better, and really build those business relationships. Malek, I am so grateful that you came here on the show, shared your tips. I love your technology. I wish you guys all the best success to help more people talk better, so I don't have to yell at people calling me, and make it a better journey for any business to really see those results and get the best out of their staff, because they can. And it's easy now. Right?
Yeah, exactly. We are in an exciting time where we have so many tools we can utilize for our businesses and ourselves personally even. So there's no reason not to use them.
Incredible. Well, like I said, thank you. I'm grateful to have you on the show to share your expertise. If you got questions about the way you talk, need to fix it yourself, your business, your team, reach out to Malek. He's tagged here. He'd love to hear from you and tell you all about his technology, even give you a demo. Check it out, because it's phenomenal what's happening, but it's really about that confidence of the tool so that people can use it effectively and really see the results. So thank you, Malek, again from Speakly AI. We'll see you again next week with another fabulous guest with great insight and expertise. I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and make sure you're speaking better every call you make. Have a good one.